Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, NFL fans, my subscribers on YouTube, and my peeps on Facebook. It is time once again for the NFL weeks, my picks for the NFL, and this time we're in week 16. Now, last week I went 10-6, so another winning week, and for the season I am, let me grab my paper, 131 in wins, 101 in losses, and I have a tie because of that stupid Packers-Vikings game a few weeks ago. Now, I ain't going to go over last week's games, but I am going to go talk about the playoff standings. So let's look at the NFC. Number 1 is Seattle. They can clinch the number 1 seed with a win this week. That's all they got to do is win, and they clinch it. They also clinch the West with a win or a Niners loss. New Orleans, right now you're on the 2nd seed, control your own fate if you win the next 2, which will be against Carolina, and I don't remember who you play in week 17. But you win the next 2, you will be the 2nd seed, and you will win the South. Philadelphia currently is in the 3rd seed. They have to win one of the next. They have to win either the next 2 or win one of the next 2, and hope Dallas loses to them in week 17 if Dallas beats the Redskins this week. Chicago currently controls its own fate as well, as they just have to win out and get in, and then they're in. North Carolina and San Francisco can both help themselves this week. If they win, they will both clinch a berth. Arizona would need help to get in, as they would need somebody in front of them to lose the next 2. Arizona would have to win the next 2. Green Bay would need some help from people playing the Bears and Lions, and Dallas just needs to win the next 2. That's all they have to do, and they're in. Everybody else in the NFC is eliminated, and right now Washington has the 2nd pick in the draft. Over in the AFC, Denver is currently the number 1 seed, followed by New England. New England can still win the East with a win this week or a Miami loss. Cincinnati can win the North with a win and a Ravens loss this week. Colts are already in the playoffs. Kansas City clinched their spot this past week against Oakland. Baltimore currently hosts the 6th seed, as they prove you just need a field goal kicker to win games after last night's wilderness. Miami's on the outside looking in, same with San Diego. Pittsburgh, Jets, Tennessee, Buffalo, Oakland, Jacksonville, and Cleveland have been eliminated. So has Houston, and right now Houston's got the number 1 pick in the NFL draft coming up. Let's get to this week's games. Game number 1, it is the Dolphins taking on the Bills. I am taking Miami on the road on this one. They're in a playoff hunt. They can still get in with some help. Now, granted, when these two teams played earlier this year, Buffalo won 23-21. I don't think it's going to be like that this time. Miami followed the victory. Next, North Carolina Panthers travel to home as they take on the New Orleans Saints. Now, last time these two teams met, which was earlier in December, Saints won 31-13. I don't think it's going to be like that this time. Saints have been going a little bit down. They haven't been looking too good. I'm going to take North Carolina Panthers. This is time for the Panthers to strike. Next, the Bengals take on the Vikings. Now, Vikings, they did get a surprising upset victory over the Eagles. I think they would not do the same with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been pretty well this year. They did lose to the Steelers. I still have more trust in Cincinnati in this game. So I'm taking the Bengals at home. Next, the Denver Broncos take on the Houston Texans. If anyone is taking the Houston Texans, you need to be slapped upside the head with a coconut, because you would be mentally retarded. I'm taking Denver. That's probably the easiest game to pick this week. Tennessee takes on the Titans. The Tennessee Titans take on the Jaguars. Excuse me, Botchamania, folks. I'm taking the Titans on this one. A little bit better than the Jags. Next, Colts take on the Chiefs. It's going to be in Kansas City. It's going to be snowing, which should be fun. I'm taking Kansas City, just a better team on paper. Next, Cowboys travel to Washington. I'm taking the Cowboys. That's my team. Moving on. The Cleveland Browns take on the Jets. In an upset, I'm taking the Browns. They got a better defense, in my humble opinion, and their offense is way better than the Jets, as Jets come in ranked 30th in offense. So, yay. Next game, Rams take on the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Rams. Rams have looked damn good in that one against the Saints. So I'm going to take the Rams in this one. Next, Seahawks take on the Cardinals. Seahawks are at home. That's all that needs to be said. Seattle did beat the Cardinals earlier this year, 34-22. I feel safe with the Seahawks winning at home. Moving on, it is the Lions taking on the Giants. I'm taking Detroit. I think they bounce back after those tough losses they've had. Giants, you just been underperforming. I do have a question though for my peeps up there, my subscribers, if you're watching this. Do you think Tom Coughlin will be fired after the season is over? Let me know what you think. Do you buy or sell that? Next, the Ravens take on the Patriots in Baltimore. I am taking the Ravens. I trust their defense a whole lot better. We saw it last night what they could do when their defense steps up. Patriots have too many injuries. Their defense is not that good. The only benefit for them is that the Ravens offense has been terrible this year. That's the only benefit for the moment. Next, San Diego Chargers take on Oakland. Chargers need this one to keep any hopes of a playoff spot alive. I'm going to take San Diego. You know, the Raiders did beat them earlier this year in October. I just think Chargers are getting it all clicking now, but it could be too little too late. Next, the Packers take on the Steelers. They're in Green Bay. I'm taking the Packers on this one. You know, it's going to be funny that if the Packers do make it, do you keep Matt Flynn in or do you play Rodgers if he's cleared to play? It's going to be interesting. Sunday night game originally was supposed to be the Patriots and Ravens, but it got moved to be in the Bears and the Eagles, which probably was the best choice. Now, defensively, these two teams are about even. Bears come in ranked 27th. Eagles come in ranked 30th. Offensively, they're about the same. Bears are ranked 7th. Eagles are ranked 2nd. So it's really not that far off. Eagles are at home. Keep that in mind. Eagles probably have the better run game, but Bears have the better passing game, in my opinion. Now, Bears have been on a momentum. They've won the last two. They're hot right now. Eagles, they lost to the Vikings. That's embarrassing to me. So yeah. And the most astonishing thing is, or sad thing, if you're looking at this from my point of view, the NFC, which I've said it has sucked this year. It's been terrible. It's been fucking terrible. And that's a fact. How? Well, I'm just going to bring up the, how the NFC East has been pretty much raped by the North this year. Yeah, here's how. The only team that beat the Vikings from the NFC East was the Giants in Dallas. Green Bay, and this should show you how bad it's been. Green Bay, over when it's come to the East this year. Lions, and you know, the East has been, let's just be honest, NFC East has sucked this year. And I'm looking at Chicago. This should be fun if you're a Bears fan. I'm taking Chicago on this one. I just don't buy into the Eagles right now. I don't. They make the playoffs, I probably still won't buy into them because I think Niners or the Panthers will beat the shit out of them. Granted, that would probably be anybody who gets from the East at this point. And the Monday night game are the 49ers and Falcons. I'm taking San Francisco at home. So my picks are the Dolphins will swim by the Bills. The Panthers will scratch up the Saints. The Bengals will eat up some Vikings. The Broncos will be stomping on the Texans. The Titans will throw the Jaguars over Mount Olympus. The Chiefs will be riding some Colts. The Cowboys will be sending the Skins packing. The Browns will be sitting on the Jets so they can't take off. The Rams will be giving a horn to the Buccaneers. The Seahawks will fly farther than the Cardinals. The Lions are going to eat up some Giants. The Ravens are going to pick the eyeballs out of the Patriots like it's Resident Evil. The San Diego Chargers are going to give new meaning to the word electroshock therapy after they electrocute the Raiders. The Packers are going to pack up the Steelers in a nice little Christmas box for Santa Claus. The Bears are going to eat the Eagles and go into hibernation. And then the 49ers are going to dig gold out of the Atlanta's corpses. Those are my picks for this week in NFL. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? And until next time, this is the DOUG signing off saying, have a good day. Good luck to your teams this week if they're still alive in the playoffs. If they're not, hopefully they can end on a high note for you. Till next time, this is the DOUG signing off. Woo!